Hello, welcome to my channel and welcome to some superhero facts. This is based on the image, so don't shoot me. Alright, Superman can hear every heartbeat on the planet. He can even tell which one is Bruce Wayne's. Okay. Although Thanos has beaten the Hulk several times in the comics, he repeatedly mentions the Hulk is one of the few beings he actively avoids conflict with. Toxin once saved Spider-Man and Black Cat from Venom and Carnage by beating them both single-handed. Matt Murdock often jumps off buildings without mapping out how he will land. He literally improvises it in mid-air, and he does so while travelling from rooftop to rooftop. Once Batman became a new god, he asked the Mobius chair 2 questions. Who killed his parents? And what's the Joker's real name? It told him Joe Kill killed his parents, but the Joker's name isn't revealed to the audience. All Batman says is, no, that's not possible. Cyclops once tried to read Daredevil's mind, but was overwhelmed due to all the information she received through his senses, a testament to the amount of skill it requires Murdock to function on a basic human level. Deadpool once survived a zombie apocalypse in a Mexican restaurant because he fell into a food coma after gorging chimichangas. Apocalypse's blood can heal other mutants, but is fatal for humans. As a child, Slade Wilson's father sold him to the Mafia to pay off some old debts. Although Harley Quinn was originally created to be the Joker's sidekick, at one point she had her own team of sidekicks called the Quintets. Moon Knight has multiple personality disorder. He created personas based on Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Captain America to help guide him when fighting crime. Martian Manhunter has complete control over his own molecular structure, giving him the ability to shapeshift. His clothes are actually a part of his skin. In an alternative universe, Kal-El crashes into Gotham and is adopted by the Waynes. After the Waynes are murdered, Kal-El becomes Batman. Having a drink. Batman once tried to become a Green Lantern, but could not overcome the fear of losing his parents. In the Marvel Universe, Santa Claus is actually the world's most powerful mutant ever registered. Doomsday was responsible for the death of over 1 million Green Lanterns. The Flash once tuned every radio on Earth in 1 septosecond. In order to do this, he would need to travel approximately 500 million... actually, there's a lot of zeros. Time faster than the speed of light. At their greatest peak, Doctor Strange's magical powers exceeded that of the great beings such as Galactus or the Celestials. Spider-Man is agile enough to balance on a single finger with ease. He can also maintain his equilibrium when sticking to a surface, allowing him to stand upright on a wall, his body parallel to the ground. Jon Stewart's willpower exceeds the limits of his Green Lantern power ring. When Thor speaks with All Tongue, anyone who listens to him will hear him in their native language. Iron Fist has the ability to telepathically fuse with his consciousness with other person's minds, allowing him to share their memories and emotions. The Punisher once punched a polar bear in the face because it was too cuddly, lovable, and docile. Black Adam has the ability to survive without sleep, food, water, or air. As long as he remains in his empowered form, he doesn't age. Carnage was modelled after the Joker. As a child, he killed his grandmother, but pushing her off a flight of stairs, and he tortured and murdered his mother's dog. He even tried to kill his mother by throwing a TV in the bathtub. Lovely child. It was thought King Shark was a mutant human, but in fact he is the son of a shark god. Black Panther's suit has vibranium mesh. It stops the momentum of incoming objects. It can't be pierced and even withstood blows from the Hulk. Constantine has deceived many of the most powerful beings in the DC universe, such as the First of the Fallen and the Presence. He's also manipulated Superman and Batman. Nova once withstood omnidirectional blast from Galactus to near point blank range, which was so powerful it destroyed more than 3 solar systems. Toxin, being 1000th symbiote, born in Venom's line, will grow stronger as he ages and has vastly increased attributes in comparison to his parents. Toxin is the strongest symbiote seen yet. The Joker has no interest in the man behind the mask. He only cares about Batman. Of course, that hasn't stopped him from digging up Martha and Thomas Wayne's bodies or invading the Batcave numerous times. One of the only planets Galactus has vowed to never devour is Earth, because Reed Richards saved his life with the help of Mjolnir's power. The Rogues are one of the few supervillain teams that possess a moral code. For instance, they don't harm women or children, and they try to keep cruelty to a minimum. They've even teamed up with the Flash on multiple occasions. Wolverine has regenerated from a single drop of blood. Kyle Rayner is the first and only being to wield all Lantern Corps rings at once. The power was so immense, 6 rings disintegrated, but all of their powers remained in him permanently. This created the White Light, making him the White Lantern. Iron Fist's punches are so strong he once brought down the helicarrier with a single hit. Magneto nearly killed Wolverine by tearing the adamantium from his body. Logan only survived because Jean Grey telekinetically held him together long enough for his healing factor to work. While under the cosmic power of Phoenix Force, Namor once attacked Wakanda with his massive tidal wave and destroyed most of the country. Tony Stark's suit has recorded every single move, every single punch Captain America has ever been thrown, so it knows Steve's next move before even he does. Just give me a minute, please. In a controversial story, T'Challa was able to put a Silver Surfer, one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, into a chokehold. The Surfer actually had difficulty getting out of it. Peter Parker is able to hack Tony Stark's technology. He once hacked into Stark Industries to override the control command on the suit Tony gave him. When he was in college, his IQ score was equal to Reed Richards when he was the same age. Alright, I'm going to jump across to some lesser known facts. I don't know if these are going to be similar or funnier. The Grey Hulk. Originally, Stan Lee wanted to make the Hulk grey, but due to issues with printing, they moved forward with the iconic green. Hulk in grey would just look sickly. Hulk under the weather. Hulk need vitamin D. Superman's first appearance was a bald supervillain, bent on conquering the world. He was changed once Jerry Siegel realised that it had way more potential to the character. Bald would have been great. It's a bird, it's plain. No, it's George Costanza man. Okay. In the DC Marvel special Batman Captain America, Joker steals an atomic bomb from Red Skull, but changes his tune when he finds out that Red Skull is a Nazi. I might be a criminal lunatic, but I'm an American criminal lunatic, quipped Joker. Even Joker has his limits. Yeah, I don't think so. Bruce Wayne has an IQ of 192, beating out both Stephen Hawking at 160 and Albert Einstein at 160. Maybe Batman should start working on his astrophysics. Some of these puns are terrible. Superman's shield is the family's crest, known as the insignia of the House of L. The resemblance to the letter S is said to be a coincidence. Joker was originally supposed to die in the second appearance, but was saved by the editor Whitney Ellsworth, who saw the potential for the perfect arch nemesis to Batman. Joker went on to appear in 9 of Batman's first 12 issues. There is a course in the University of Victoria called Science of Batman where the students can study the Dark Knight. They can also learn exactly how they're wasting their parents' money. Superman has complete control over his heart, allowing him to stop it from beating or make it beat louder. Superman can also hear all the heartbeats on the planet, except for Michael Darkman. Oh gosh. Adding to the list of strange superpowers is Dog Welder, created by DC, with the surprising and strange power of welding dead canines into evildoers. Harley Quinn's original story came after her TV debut in Batman animated series. She's the only character to first appear on the TV rather than in print. One of Gambit's superpowers is possessing a hypnotic charm that he uses to influence pretty much anybody he wants. One of Thor's powers is All Tongue, the ability to speak and anyone can understand him. There was a superhero called Green Llama, who was a practicing Buddhist. This is in the What If Marvel comic series. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive sheep, turning him into Sheep Boy. At one point, Spock from Star Trek dukes it out with Wolverine. In case you were wondering, Spock wins, which is absolutely absurd. Maybe a lesser-known superhero, Mr. Immortal, is part of the Marvel's Homo sapiens Supreme, an advanced superhero with the ability to live forever. He actually attempts to kill himself many times in the comic book, only to come back to life. Apocalypse is one of the world's first mutants, tracing his origins to ancient Egypt, where he was adopted by Baal, the leader of the Man tribe. Stanley wanted to clear up Dr. Doom's rep, saying he was not actually a villain. All he wants to do is rule the world, which isn't actually a crime. You could walk up to a policeman and you could say, "Excuse me, officer, I want to tell you something. I want to rule the world." He can't arrest you. Okay. Dr. Doom murders his childhood love Valeria in order to obtain more powers from demons. It's pretty cold-blooded. Okay. Daredevil can hear people talking through a soundproof wall and can recognize a heartbeat from 20 feet away. He can also tell if someone is lying based on the changes in their heartbeat. In the Fall from Grace storylines from the 90s, Daredevil fakes his own death after his identity is revealed. He comes clean to his love after a few issues, proving that you can never really escape from our reality. There are over 50 Iron Man suits, some destined to go into the depths of the oceans, others to take on the Avengers, with one having a backup of Tony Stark's mind, allowing it to function in the event Tony Stark is rendered incapacitated. In the early editions of Iron Man, Tony Stark's boots could turn into roller skates. Stan Lee created Spider-Man after watching a fly on the wall and realizing he needed a hero who could stick to surfaces. In the comics, the Enchantress fought as a hero and a villain. Her true identity is kind-hearted June Moon, although she becomes evil when possessed by the Enchantress entity. Captain America once teamed up with Dracula, then Hydra invaded Transylvania. As an infant, Apocalypse was found in ancient Egypt by nomadic raiders. They named him En Saba Nur, literally meaning the first one. He was considered to be the first mutant. In the future, Superman takes the identity of Superman Prime after watching his parents, friends, and even Lois Lane die from natural causes. He decides to leave Earth to soak in the sun for 15,000 years. Peter Parker once built a time machine out of common household appliances. Dr. Doom once traded his life for one true love, Valeria, to a cabal of demons in exchange for ultimate magical powers. In the Injustice storyline, Superman establishes a new world order after the Joker tricks him into killing Lois Lane and destroying Metropolis. In an effort to stop him, Batman summons different members of the Justice League. Doctor Strange's magical powers, at their greatest peak, exceeds that of even Uatu, the Watcher, and rivals that of other great beings, such as Galactus or the Celestials. The Speed Force can even negate the anti-life equation. One time when Barry Allen's wife was under the control of the anti-life, he kissed her and then Speed Force surrounded her and she regained her free will. Bart Allen can create copies of himself known as Speed Scouts. They can travel through time, manipulate objects, and they can even merge their consciousness with Bart, informing him of their actions. Doctor Strange can freeze, slow down, and travel through time, although he can only perform this magic through extreme concentration. Superman once used a machine that replicated the weight of the entire Earth. Using a little yellow sun to give him energy, he lifted the machine for 5 days straight. It's theorized that black flesh exists because some speedsters are simply too fast for Death to capture. With the anti-life equation in his body, Anti-Monitor has the ability to enslave any human thing to his will. He uses his power to bind the Black Racer to the Flash, enslaving the New Gods and killing Darkseid. And he thought of many names before he considered Spider-Man. Bouncing Boy was a real character and a real superhero. He was a large man, able to inflate himself even larger, and then to bounce around killing his enemies and those attacked or innocent bystanders. The word Brainiac comes from the 1950s Superman villain of the same name, who was quickly brought into modern-day vernacular, especially in schools. Nightcrawler teleports by entering the Brimstone dimension and then returning to our dimension. He can only travel about 3 kilometers before he becomes very fatigued. In one extreme instance, he travels 80 kilometers. Superman once had his mind controlled by a villain named Sleaze, who convinced him to record a sex tape with Barda, Mr. Miracle's wife. What? Okay. Former comic book editor Darren Hick ran the numbers and figured it would cost someone $600 million to be Batman. That includes the Batcave, weapons, and computer technology. John Constantine was created by Alan Moore because Steve Bissette and John Tuttleben were fans of the Police and wanted a character who looked like Sting. Wonder Woman's creator William Moulton Marston did a lot of work that contributed to the real-life polygraph test, demonstrating a relationship between raised blood pressure and telling lies. Possible connection with Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. Peter Parker is so smart he actually built a time machine using a VCR, microwave and blender. In the Injustice story, Joker tricks Superman into killing Lois Lane by flying her to outer space. She dies in his arms, which then detonates a nuclear bomb that destroys Metropolis. Just a second. The Green Lantern and Wonder Woman were supposed to become a couple, but the reader suggested it in a letter, so due to legal reasons it was scrapped. The Joker once served as the Iranian ambassador to the United Nations. Joker suffers from something called supersanity, which means he realizes his absurd place in the stories he is part of. He understands the important bond he has with Batman and also breaks the fourth wall, talking to the reader. Winning the title of the most depressing comic is probably Hulk: The End. Hulk survives a nuclear holocaust and is left alone walking the uninhabited Earth forever. Ever wonder if Thor hits harder than Superman? Well, we can't confirm with 100% certainty, but he did hit Gore so hard it created a black hole. Writer Bill Finger was thinking of a name for a fictional city, not wanting to go with New York, and while flipping through the phone book came across the name Gotham Jewelers. The name stuck and was Batman's home forever. In the earlier comics, Wonder Woman's kryptonite used to be bondage. Tie her up and she couldn't get out. That all changed a bit as time moved on and we realised that that was a bit weird. Not surprisingly, Marston pass. There are a number of different types of kryptonite, including pink kryptonite. Oh god, no, a pass on that one too. Although Superman might be well known as a DC hero, Batman has made the most appearances in comics, totaling 6,250. And then there's a lot more comic-y superhero referrals. I'm going to leave it there though, and thank you for joining me, and I will see you around on the tubes for another Frivolous Friday that probably doesn't include superheroes on the next occasion. Bye for now. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.